Hi, I'm Jessenia, the New England Psychic Medium. The series of videos I'm doing today is what I call Debunking Spiritual Truths. So I've had a lot of issues with, the worldwide internet could be a really fascinating place, but the issue is also that anybody can post anything, and a lot of people share things they don't understand, and then we get to a point where there's a lot of nonsense going around. And people, it is dangerous because people are being stunted. They're stunting their growth and they're stunting others' growth because they believe something that just simply isn't true. Now, one of those truths is that us as spiritual beings need to sacrifice to help the collective. And it's really this idea that we change the world by taking on all the world's problems. We come in as simply, and it is exactly energetic sacrifice. It's energetic suicide. People come in, they take on all of Earth's trash and they leave in depression or in suicide or in other issues, or they're completely shut off for survival now because they've taken on too much. So I'll explain why and how this occurs. A lot of people come into Earth knowing that they have some kind of mission here to heal, to remove negative energy, to reconstruct energy, to be a light worker, whatever it is. And because we don't fully understand that energy, we get into this sacrifice mentality. Our very poor energetic boundaries and our poor self-esteem and our poor self-love puts us into a situation where we feel like we are accomplishing our life goal through sacrifice. That is never what any source or God or higher self wants from you. And in a lot of ways, it's a form of control. It's a form of limitation. It's a form of stunting spiritual growth. Because if we come here to Earth and we believe that the spiritual beings of Earth, the woken, the light workers, the good people have to sacrifice, what happens is they die off before they accomplish their major goals. We need to understand that energy works in balance. If we are coming to Earth to sacrifice ourselves for the collective, then we are going to do a lot less than we are actually supposed to do. And I'll explain this in one way. Somebody who comes in with this mentality usually incarnates into a negative family. And the reason is because in ascending their vibration, you pick up the people around you, whether or not you do it formally or energetically, you naturally would ascend the people around you, even if you're completely disconnected. Your ability to change sparks interest in their ability to change, or teaches people they can change, whether or not they choose to change. But we can't force people to change. Now, many times what happens is these people come into these negative families and they just start absorbing. Now, absorbing negative energy is actually a misfiring issue when it comes to empaths. Empaths are designed to absorb negative energy, digest it, and release it. They don't always know that. Now, if you feel like you're an empath, I would look up All You Need to Know About Empaths is a video I already created about the empath's energetic gift structure and how it functions and how to better use it. But most of the time, they don't even know that they have that. So they will literally go around and just suck up negative energy like a vacuum, and it weighs very heavily on them. They might even have symptoms of depression and symptoms of other mental disorders because of it. And in that case, they would have to go see a doctor and get medicated or put on some kind of program. And it can be, and that's how intense it gets. Our energy does become physical. So it could be a very draining, exhausting process. Now, if we have somebody here, that person right there functioning through sacrifice might not even survive their family. They might get to a point where they're 20 and their family has drained them so deeply that they can't continue their work. They can never become those healers they were made to be. They can never do the worldwide connections. They can never step out in front of a group of people and teach because they're so drained by the time they become 20 that they just don't want to do any of it. They might get to a point of bitterness, resentment, and repeated patterns because it was so traumatized of an experience, because they have so much weight, because they now are taking on too much. So what happens is if we don't function through sacrifice, if we understand that our energy has limitations, if we understand our limitations and respect them, we know that we need to care for our energy, and we know that people need to function on even and equal energetic exchange. That means people do not demand energy from you. It means that people don't walk up to you and say, do this for me because I asked you to and you owe me. It means that we understand, we decide where we put our energy, and we only give when we feel full. And full energy is always our goal. Now you survive your family and you survive your friends, and you can now be in a position or a place where you can be a healer and heal millions of people and raise the vibration of your family, as opposed to functioning in sacrifice. Energetic sacrifice is always, it's literally slow soul suicide. It is always going to deplete you. It is never going to accomplish your goal. It is never going to help you be a better person. What we want to do is leave compassion and love for everyone, but we don't need to sacrifice ourselves to leave that compassion and love. One of these videos I will be discussing all the bad ways we use love and all the ways we misconstrue love here on earth, because so many people use love inappropriately on earth, or their idea of love. It really is very tainted through the human experience. So if you enjoyed this video, I would suggest watching the other videos, or joining Compassion Congregation on the Facebook group, or sharing and subscribing, or all. And I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for listening to the video.